Hello viewers, welcome to online course on Mathematics 3. This course basically for undergraduate student or BTech student of engineering field. Today we are going to discuss about the permutation group or symmetric group in the chapter of Introduction of Group Theory. Myself Sanjay Vishwas, Assistant Professor of Mathematics of Department of Applied Science and Humanities of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. Here is my details of contact information. If you have facing any kind of problem regarding my online class, you can call me or send message through my mail ID. So before we start today's lecture, let's quickly recall in the last lecture. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about the normal subgroup and quotient group. So in this lecture, we have talked about the definition of normal subgroup, and after that we have discussed some theorem on normal subgroup, and then we have talked about some related examples on normal subgroup. Then we have discussed about the quotient group and some properties on the quotient group we have discussed in previous class. As well as we have talked about some related examples on quotient group. So today we are going to discuss about the permutation group or symmetric group in the module of algebraic structure. So here is the content of today's lecture. So first of all, we will discuss about the introduction of permutation and as well as the definition of a permutation and some related examples on permutation. And after that, we will study on some definition on permutations. These are the related definition on permutation. Then we will talk about the inverse of a permutation, and after that we will discuss the cyclic permutations, and after that we will discuss the order of permutation and some related examples we will discuss in today's lecture. Let us begin with the introduction of permutation. Let S be a finite set having n distinct element, then a 1-1 mapping of S onto itself is called a permutation on S of degree n. So in that case, where the mapping is a bijective. So you know a bijective mapping, it is 1-1 as well as 1-2. Okay, on the set S to S. So a finite set having n distinct element. So there are n number of elements and they are distinct, and S is a finite set as well, and there exists a mapping from S to S, and this mapping is 1-1 and 1-2. That means it is bijective, is called a permutation on S of degree n. This is the definition of permutation. So let S and S be the set, and S contain the finite number of elements, that means n number of distinct elements, and they are a1, a2 and up to an. So be a finite set having n distinct elements, and F be the mapping, and this mapping is a bijective mapping from S to S. Okay, so this is the bijective mapping defined by f of ai, it is equals to bi, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3 and up to n. So where f of ai, it is equals to bi. Okay, so this is actually the image of the elements ai for I is equal to 1 to up to n. So then the permutation f can be written as, okay, so this is the permutation, but the first row they are a1, a2 and up to n, and the second row they are f of a1. So these are the image of a1, a2, a3 and up to n. Okay, so the permutation, it is equals to a1, so a1 goes to f of a1, a2 goes to f of a2 and up to an goes to f of n, or it can be written as a1 and a1 goes to b1, where you know f of a1 is equal to b1. Okay, these are the image of the set S. So it can be written as a1 and a1 goes to b1, a2 and a2 goes to b2, and as well as an and an goes to bn. So the first two, they are a1 a2 up to n, and the second two, these are the images of a1 a2 up to n. Okay, this is called the permutation. It can be written as this. So here a1 a2 and up to n, it is equals to b1 b2 up to bn. That is b1 b2 up to bn is nothing but a same argument of a1 a2 up to n. So the total number of distinct permutation of degree n is n factorial. Okay, so there are n factorial distinct permutation of degree n. So if the permutation of degree 3, then there are 3 factorial, that means 6 distinct permutation of degree 3. So the set of all distinct permutation of degree n is called the symmetric set of permutation of degree n, and is denoted by Pn or Sn. Okay, so any permutation of degree n can be written as Pn or Sn, but Sn is the set of symmetric permutation of degree n. So for example, if S be a set of 4 elements 1 2 3 4, then f1 it is equal to say 1 2 3 4. These are the elements of domain set, and the corresponding codomain set, they are 2 3 1 4. That means 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1, 4 goes to 4, corresponding to the bijective mapping f1, as well as f2 be the another permutation, and f2 is equal to, but the first row they are 1 2 3 4, the elements of first row, and the element of second row. These are the elements on the codomain set, that means on the range set. So 3 corresponding to the element 1, 1 from codomain set, that means the range set, corresponding to the element 2, 4 is the element corresponding to 3, and 2 is the element corresponding to 4. So 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 1, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2, etc. are all permutations of degree 4. Okay, and here the set capital S having 4 elements, and they are 1 2 3 and 4. And after that we will discuss some definition on permutations. So first definition, it will be equality of 2 permutations. So 2 permutations f1 and f2 of same degree are said to be equal if f1 of a is equal to f2 of a for all a belongs to S. So for example, if f1, say f1 be a permutation of degree 3, so the elements of domain set are 1 a b c. So and the elements corresponding to the codomain set, they are C A P. That means A goes to C, B goes to A, and C goes to B. This is the permutation. And F2 be the another permutation of degree 3, and the elements of F2, they are B A C, and B goes to A goes to C, and C goes to B. So there are 2 permutation of degree 3. Then f1 is equal to f2. So these 2 permutation are equal permutation. So after that we will define the identity permutation. So here is the definition: a bijective mapping I from S to S, so S be a non-empty set, okay, is defined by AI, it is equals to AI. So I of AI is equal to AI for all I is equal to 1 to 3 up to n is called the identity permutation. So in the domain set A1 will get A1 in the codomain set, as well as in the domain set A2 will get in the codomain set, that means in the range set A2. Okay, so therefore the identity permutation, it can be written as a1, a2 and up to n of degree n. Okay, so there are n distinct elements and the corresponding codomain set, that means a1 goes to a1, a2 goes to a2 and up to n goes to n. This is the identity permutation. Or more precisely, 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2, 3 goes to 3, 4 goes to 4, etc. This is the identity permutation. And after that we will talk about the product or composite of two permutations. Here is the definition. So let F be the mapping from S to S. So here the first S, it is the domain, and the second one, it is a range corresponding to the mapping F. And G be the another mapping from S to S. So B to permutation on S. Then the composite mapping F composition G, it is from S to S. So it is a bijective, as F and G both are bijective mapping. So if F and G both are a bijective mapping, then their composition, that means F composition G is a bijective mapping, as well as G composition F is a bijective mapping. So F composition G is a permutation on S, and it is denoted by Fg. Okay, so thus Fg, it is equals to a1, a2 and up to n. So they are the elements on the domain set, and here the corresponding codomain set, the elements of codomain set are Fg of a1 corresponding to a1, Fg of a2 corresponding to a2, and up to Fg of an corresponding to n. Okay, this is the permutation of F composition G on the set capital S, and this is denoted by F into G. Similarly, GF is also the permutation, and it is a bijective mapping as well. And the permutation of GF, it is denoted by G into F, and it is defined as GF is equal to, so the elements on the domain set, they are a1, a2 and up to n, and the corresponding range set. So corresponding to a1, the value in the range set is GF of a1, corresponding to a2, it will be GF of a2, and corresponding to n, it is equals to GF of a. Okay, so in general Fg is not equal to GF, as the composition of mapping is not a commutative. So the permutation is not a commutative, or the composition of mapping is not commutative, and the multiplication of permutation is associative, as the composition of mapping is associative. Thus Fg into H, it is equals to F into G of H. That means Fg there here within first bracket, and the right side by G, where Gf within the first bracket. So for all Fgh belongs to Sn. Okay, Sn is the symmetric mapping, and these three elements and these three, that means Fg and H, this permutation are in Sn. So for example, let F be a permutation of degree 3, and the elements are 1 to 3, and 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, and 3 goes to 2. Okay, this is the permutation. And G be the permutation, and the elements of G are 1 to 3. Okay, so here the domain set, and here the elements in the domain set, they are 1 to 3, and the codomain set, they are 2 corresponding to 1, 3 corresponding to 2, and 1 corresponding to 3. So therefore F into G, this is the multiplication of two permutations. So F into G, it is equals to multiple of two permutation, that means 1 to 3, that means 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1. This is F, and this one is G. So 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1. This is the second permutation, that means G. So the product of two permutation and the solution of product of two permutation, it is actually, 1 goes to 2. So starting from here, 1 goes to 2, and in the first permutation where 2 goes to 3, so that means 1 goes to 3. Again, in the second permutation where 2 goes to 3, and it implies in the first permutation where 3 goes to 2, that means 2 goes to 2. Again, the third element, that means 3 in the second permutation, where 3 goes to 1. So in the first permutation where 1 goes to 1, so that means 3 goes to 1. So this is the product of two permutation. Okay, so it is starting from the second permutation and end with the first permutation. So this is the product value of two permutation, as well as the product of two permutation, that means G into F, and it is equals to the first permutation, it is G, that means 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1, and F, it is equals to 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, and 3 goes to 2. These two are the permutation of degree 3. Then the product of two permutation, so starting from the second permutation, that means 1, so 1 goes to 1, and this imply in the first permutation where 1 goes to 2. So that means the product of two permutation where the first element, that means 1, goes to 2. Similarly, in the second permutation where 2 goes to 3, and it implies in the first permutation where 3 goes to 1, that means 2 goes to 1. Okay, as well as in the second permutation where 3 goes to 2, so in the first permutation it implies 2 goes to 3, that means 3 goes to 3. This is the product of two permutation. Okay, so this is actually the G into F. So from the above two permutation, we conclude that F into G, it is not equals to G into F. So therefore the permutation is not commutative in general. So after that we will discuss about the inverse of a permutation. So here is the definition of inverse of a permutation. Let F be a mapping, this is a bijective mapping from S to S, be a permutation on S, and then F is a bijective mapping, and which has unique inverse, F inverse, and F inverse is also be the mapping from S to S, and F inverse, it is also a bijective mapping. So thus F inverse is a permutation on S, and if F inverse, it is equals to F inverse F, it is equals to identity, where I is the identity permutation. So thus if A be the permutation where the elements are A1, A2 up to N, these are the n number of distinct elements in the domain set, and the corresponding range set, that means the elements corresponding to the range set are F of A1 corresponding to A1, F of A2 corresponding to A2, and F of An corresponding to N. So this is the permutation where A1 goes to F of A1, A2 goes to F of A2, and up to An goes to F of An. And their inverse function, that means the inverse permutation, and it is equals to where the first row, the elements of the first row, they are the elements in range set, and in the second row the elements are in domain set. Okay, so here the first row, they are F of A1, F of A2, and up to F of A, and F of A1 goes to A1, F of A2 goes to A2, and up to F of N, it is goes to N. This is the inverse permutation of F. So for example, the inverse permutation of F, here F is equal to a permutation of degree 4. So the elements of F are, that means in the domain set they are 1, 2, 3, 4, and the corresponding codomain set they are 1 corresponding to 1, 3 corresponding to 2, 4 corresponding to 3, and 2 corresponding to 4. That means in this permutation where 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, and 4 goes to 2, and their inverse permutation, and it is equals to, so in that case where the elements in the range set they are in the first row, that means 1, 3, 4, 2, and the corresponding element of the domain set they are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so therefore now rearranging these elements, that means rearrange the first row, we will get from this 1, 2, 3, 4. That means where 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 4, 3 goes to 2, and 4 goes to 3. So this is the inverse permutation of the permutation F. Okay, and it is denoted by F inverse. So this is the example of the inverse permutation of degree 4. So after that we will discuss about the cyclic permutation. So here is the definition. So let F be the mapping from S to S, be a permutation on S having n distinct elements, that means a1, a2, a3 and up to an, and defined by f of ai, it is equals to ai plus 1 for all I is equal to 1 to 3 and up to m minus 1, and f of am, it is equals to ai, while f of ai is equal to ai, where I is equal to m plus 1, m plus 2 and up to n. So then f can be written as, and you know f is a permutation with n elements, and then the permutation f, it is equals to the elements in the row, and they are a1, a2, am plus 1 and up to m, and the elements corresponding to the range set, and they are a2, a3, am plus 1 and up to n. That means in this mapping where a1 goes to a2, a2 goes to a3, am goes to a1, am plus 1 goes to am plus 1 and up to am goes to an. Okay, so if it is equals to a1, a2, a3 and up to am, and this permutation f is called a cyclic permutation or a cycle of length m, or m cycle. So here m number of distinct elements. So for example, the permutation f, it is equals to, you know, there are 6 elements, okay, and 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 4, 3 goes to 1, 4 goes to 3, 5 goes to 5 and 6 goes to 6. So the elements are in the domain set, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this is the cyclic, and which can also be represented by a cycle. That means 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 4, 4 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1. So this is the cycle. That means 1, 2, 4, 3. So from the above definition, we conclude that 1, 2, 4, 3 is a cycle, and 5 goes to 5, 6 goes to 6. So this permutation can also be represented by a cycle, and the elements of the cycle, they are 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, or it can be written as 2, 4, 3, 1 or 4, 3, 1, 2. Just replace the position of the cycle, they are same. So that is a permutation of degree 6. It is a cyclic, and which can also be represented by a cycle, and there are 4 elements, and the elements are 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, so again a cycle can also be represented by a permutation. So for example, let 1, 3, 4 to be a cycle of length 4 on the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 elements. That means in a set there are 6 elements, but there is a cycle of length 4. That means there are 4 elements. So then the corresponding permutation represented, and it will be 1 goes to, so in that case where 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2. That means 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 3 and 2 goes to 1. So this is the cycle, complete cycle. So 2 goes to 1. Again 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1. So this is the cycle. Okay, and 5 goes to 5 and 6 goes to 6. Where 5 goes to 5 and 6 goes to 6, it is their identity. Okay, or it can be written as 1 goes to 3, okay, 2 goes to 1, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2, 5 goes to 5, 6 goes to 6. After arranging the first row, we will get this one. So this is the permutation corresponding to the cycle of length 4. So there is a note on the above cycle. So a cycle remain unaltered by changing place of its element without changing the cycle order of the element. That means 1 2 3 with a cycle. So it is equals to 2 3 1. Just changing the places of the elements without changing the cycle. Okay. So 1 2 3 it is equals to 2 3 1. It is equals to 3 1 2. Also 1 2 it is equals to 2 1. There is only changing the places without changing the cycle. As well as 3 4 it is equals to 4 3. And every cycle of length 1 will represent the identity permutation. Okay, that means 5 only, 6 only, they are the identity permutations. And after that we will talk about the transposition of cyclic permutations. So a cycle of length 2 is called a transposition. So thus the cycle 2 3 3 4 1 2 they are the transposition. And disjoint cycle, two cycles are said to be disjoint if they have no common element. For example, say 1 3 5, this is the cycle of length 3, and 2 8 are the disjoint cycles. Okay, so elements of these two cycles are not same, and these two disjoint cycle on the set 1 2 3 4 up to 9. Okay. So after that we will discuss about the multiplication of cycles. So here is the definition. So multiplication of cycles is the multiplication of permutation represented by them. So for example, if 1 2 3 and 5 4 1, they are two cycles on the set 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. So their permutation, that means 1 2 3 into 2 5 4 1, these are the two cycles of length 3. So 1 2 3, this cycle can be written as a permutation, that means where 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1. This is the complete cycle. And the other two elements, that means 4 goes to 4 and 5 goes to 5. So these two are the identity cycle. Okay. As well as the second cycle of length 3, and it can be written as a permutation, that is 5 goes to 4, 4 goes to 1, 5 goes to 4, 4 goes to 1, and 1 goes to 5. And 2 and 3, these are the identity element. That means 2 goes to 2 and 3 goes to 3. Then their product, that means the product of the permutation, you know that starting from the second permutation and end with the first permutation. Okay. So 1 goes to 5, and this implies 5 goes to 5. That means 1 goes to 5. This is the product of two permutation. Okay. Similarly, in the second permutation, the element 2 goes to 2, and it implies 2 goes to 3. That means 2 goes to 3. 3 goes to 3, and it implies 3 goes to 1. That means 3 goes to 1. Again, 4 goes to 1, it implies 1 goes to 2. That means 4 goes to 2. Okay. As well as 5 goes to 4, it implies 4 goes to 4. That means 5 goes to 4. So this is the product of two permutation, and it can be written as again a cycle, and it is equals to 1 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1. That means 1 5 4 2, and 2 goes to 3, and 3 goes to 1 again. So this is the complete cycle of length 5. And since the cycle of length 1 represented the identity permutation, so 1, this is the identity permutation, 2 3 4, it is the cycle of length 3, 5, it is the cycle of length 1, that is the identity, and it can be written as 2 3 4. This is the permutation or the cycle of length 3. So after that we will discuss about the inverse of a cyclic permutation. So here is the definition. The inverse of a cyclic permutation 1 2 3 and up to n. So there are n number of elements, and the length of this cyclic permutation is n, is n minus 1 up to 3 to 1. That means 1 to 3 up to n inverse, it is equals to n minus 1 up to 1. So this is the inverse of a cyclic permutation. So every transposition is its own inverse. That means 1 to inverse, it is equals to 2 1, and 2 1 can be written as 1 2. Okay, so the every transposition is its own inverse, as well as 5 6 inverse, it is equals to 6 5, and 6 5 is a cycle, so it can be written as 5 6 as well. Okay, so the permutations and its inverse are equal. So after that we will define the index law of permutation. So here is the definition. Let F be a permutation on the set capital S. Okay, so then F dot F, the composition of F and F, and it is also a permutation on S, and it is denoted by F square. So F square, it is equals to F dot S, and similarly the F to the power 3, this is equals to F square dot F, and you know that F square, it is equals to F dot F. So F to the power 3, and it can be written as F dot F dot F. Okay, so in this way we define F to the power n also, and it is equals to F dot F dot F and up to n factors for all n belongs to n. This is called the indexed law of permutation. So after that we will discuss about the order of a permutation. Okay, so let if be a permutation on a finite set, then the order of F is the least positive integer n such that F to the power n is equal to identity, where I is the identity permutation and n is the order of a permutation, and n is the least positive integer such that F to the power n is equal to I. So here is this theorem on the order of a permutation. So every permutation on a finite set is either a cyclic or it can be expressed as a product of some disjoint cycle. So here is the verification of the theorem. So consider the permutation F, and it is equals to this is the permutation of degree n. So the elements of F, they are 1 to 3 and up to 9, and 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2, 5 goes to 5, 6 goes to 7, 7 goes to 8, 8 goes to 6, and 9 goes to 9. So these are the elements in codomain set as well as domain set of degree 9 on the set 1 to up to 9. So then F can be expressed as a product of 5 disjoint cycles. So they are, you know, 1 goes to 1, so this is the identity cycle. Okay, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2. So 2 3 4 is the cycle, okay, of length 3. Then 5 goes to 5, that means this is the identity, okay, permutation. And then 6 goes to 7, 7 goes to 8, and 8 goes to 6. So this is the close cycle, and the elements of this are 6 7 8. Okay, so of length 3, and 9 goes to 9, this is the identity permutation. Okay, so F can be expressed as a product of 5 disjoint cycles, and they are 1, this is identity, 2 3 4 is the cycle of length 3, 5 is the identity, 6 7 8 is a cycle of length 3, and 9 is the identity. So there are 5 disjoint cycles. So now move on the second theorem on order of a permutation. The order of a permutation of a finite set is LCM of the length of its disjoint cycle. So applying this theorem from the above permutation, we conclude that the order of a permutation, that means order of F of degree n, and it is equals to 3. Okay, that means the F can be expressed as a product of 5 disjoint cycles. They are this. So the LCM of this 5 permutation, that means the 5 cycle, and they are and this is equals to 3. So order of the above permutation is 3. Okay, and after that we will talk about the third theorem on order of a permutation. So every cycle can be expressed as a product of transposition in infinitely many ways. So here is the verification of the above theorem. So consider the 4 cycle if f is equal to 2, 3, 5, 4 on the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 elements, so corresponding 5. So corresponding these elements, there is a 4 cycle, and the elements of 4 cycle they are 2, 3, 5, 4. Then f can be expressed as 2, 4, 2, 5 and 2, 3. That means every cycle can be expressed as a product of transposition. So that means a 4 cycle can be expressed as a product of 3 transposition. So if the cycle of length 5, then it can be expressed as a product of 4 transposition. So again f is equal to 2, 3, 5, 4. So 2, 3, 5, 4, and it can be written as 3, 5, 4, 2. So in that case where the elements are changed their position, but it is remains same. So 2, 3, 5, 4, and it can be written as 3, 5, 4, 2. Okay, and from this we will get the product of transposition, that means 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5. Okay, this is the product of transposition. So, and as well as 1, 2, 2, 1, the product of 2 transposition, it is equals to identity. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 1. So we can write f as f is equal to 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 2, 1 and so on. And after that we will talk about the fourth theorem on order of a permutation. So every permutation can be expressed as a product of transposition in infinitely many ways. Okay, this is the fourth theorem on order of a permutation. So after that we will discuss about the even and odd permutations. So a permutation is said to be an even permutation if it can be expressed as a product of an even number of transposition. Otherwise it is said to be an odd permutation. So for example, consider the permutation f, and it is equals to this is the permutation of degree 6, and the elements 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 6, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 1 and 6 goes to 2, and which is an even permutation. And as you know, the permutation can be written as a cycle. Okay, the product of a cycle, that means 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 1. So this is the cycle of 4 elements, that means of length 4, that means that is 1, 3, 4, 5. This is the permutation or the cycle of length 4, and 2 goes to 6, 6 goes to 2. So 2, 6 is the another cycle of length 2. So any permutation can be written as a product of cycles, and from the above theorem, any cycle can be written as a product of transposition. Okay, so 1, 3, 4, 5 is a cycle of length 4, and it can be written as 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 3. So there are 3 transposition, that is the product of 3 transposition, and the second transposition it is remains same. Okay, so the above permutation can be written as a product of 4 transposition. So this is a even permutation. So therefore, a cycle of length n can be expressed as the product of n minus 1 transposition. Okay, so this is the obvious. And the identity permutation is always an even permutation. And the product of two even or odd permutation is even, but the product of even and odd permutation is odd. So these are the properties of the even and odd permutation. Okay. So after that we will talk about the alternating set of permutation. That means the set of all even permutation of degree n is called the alternating set of permutation. And the order of n it is equals to n factorial by 2. So since order of Sn, that is order of symmetric group, it is equals to n factorial. So order of n it is a subset of order of Sn. So n is a subset of Sn, so you know order of Sn it is equals to n factorial. So n is always a subset of Sn. So now move on the next slide. So in this slide we will discuss about the permutation group or symmetric group. So here is the definition of the permutation group or the symmetric group. So the group of all permutation of degree n is known as permutation group or symmetric group of degree n, and it is denoted by Sn or P of n. So this group is non-abelian since f1 f2 is not equals to f2 f1 in general. Okay, and I have already discussed in the beginning of this lecture. So after that we will take a theorem on permutation group or the symmetric group. So a set An of all even permutation of degree n form a group with respect to the permutation multiplication. So this is the theorem. So here is the proof of the above theorem. So as the product of two even permutation is also an even permutation, you know that this is the properties of the even permutation. So the set An is closed. Okay. So after that we will discuss about the associative property. So that means the multiplication of permutation is associative on the set En. Okay, so that means the permutation group, and An is a subset of Pn. So the multiplication of permutation it is associative as well on An. Okay, so therefore the permutation An with respect to the multiplication is associative. Now move on the third condition. If I be the identity permutation of degree n, then I is an even permutation as well, and so you know I is belongs to An, and also I dot f it is equals to f dot I is equal to f for all f belongs to An. Okay, so if be a even permutation, so product of two even permutation it is even permutation. Okay, so and I be the identity permutation and it is belongs to An, so I is also the even permutation. Okay, so I is the identity elements or the identity permutation, it is belongs to A. So therefore the identity property is satisfied. So now move on the fourth property, that means the inverse property. So let f be any permutation, it is belongs to An, so f be the even permutation as well, and f inverse it is also even permutation, because f inverse f it is equals to I, and I is the identity, and identity permutation is an even permutation, and you know that product of two even permutation is even permutation, or product of two odd permutation is an odd permutation. But here f be a even permutation, so f inverse it is also the even permutation, so therefore f inverse it is belongs to An. So every element of An process inverse. Thus An form a group with respect to the permutation multiplication. So hence the proof of the above theorem. And after that we will discuss some examples on permutation. So here is the first example. Let A be a permutation. The elements of A are there: 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4. As well as B it is equals to 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 2. So A and B be to a permutation of degree 5. So that AB it is not equals to BA. So the permutation it is not commutative. So from the above two permutation we have AB, it is equals to the permutation, that means A into B, and you know that the product of two permutation, it is a permutation of the same degree. Okay, so starting from the second permutation, you know that this is the product. So 1 goes to 1, it implies 1 goes to 2. So that means 1 goes to 2. Similarly, 2 goes to 3, and from this we get 3 goes to 1. It implies 2 goes to 1. Now move on the third element, that means 3 goes to 4. From this we get, in the first permutation, 4 goes to 5. That means it implies 3 goes to 5. Now move on the fourth element, that means 4 goes to 5. So from this we will get, in the first row, 5 goes to 4. So this implies 4 goes to 4. And again, this is the last element, that means 5 goes to 2, it implies 2 goes to 3. So that means from this we get 5 goes to 3. So this is the product of two permutation. Okay. And similarly we will find the product of two permutation, that means B dot A, and it is equals to, where the first permutation it is B and the second permutation it is A. So from and applying the same process, and from this we will get the product of two permutation, it is equals 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 4, 3 goes to 1, 4 goes to 2, and 5 goes to 5. So these two permutation are not equal, so that is AB, it is not equals to BA. Okay, so hence the proof of the above examples. Now move on the second example on the permutation or the symmetric permutation. So here is the example. Find the order and inverse of the following permutation. So there are two permutations, and the first permutation it will be 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 4, 3 goes to 2, 4 goes to 1. So this is the permutation of degree 4, and the second permutation of degree 6, and it is 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 1, 3 goes to 6, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4, and 6 goes to 2. So here is the solution. So this is the first part of the above examples. So let A be a permutation of degree 4, and it is equals to say 1 3. That means 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 4, 3 goes to 2, and 4 goes to 1. And this permutation can be written as a cycle. So from this we'll get 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, 2 goes to 4, 4 goes to 1. So after simplifying this permutation, we'll get a circle of length 4. That means 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, 2 goes to 4. So A be a cycle of length 4. Hence the order of A, it is equals to 4. Also the inverse of A, it is equals to A inverse. So in that case, where the elements in the range set, they are in the first row, that means 3 4 2 1, it is these elements are in first row, that means 3 4 2 1, and the first row it will be the second row, that means 3 goes to 1, 4 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, and 1 goes to 4. This is the inverse of the permutation A. And now rearranging the elements, that means the first row will get 1 goes to 4, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1, and 4 goes to 2. So these two are the permutation, and they are given same. Okay, and this is actually the inverse of the permutation. As well as from the second permutation, we get the inverse and the order of the permutation. Okay, let A, it is equals to is permutation of degree 6, that means 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 1, 3 goes to 6, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4, and 6 goes to 2. And it can be written as a product of two cycles. So that means 1 3 3 6 6 2 2 1. Okay, so this cycle is closed. So that means 1 3 6 2 of length 4, and 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4. This is the another cycle of length 2. Okay, so A can be written as a product of two cycle, and they are 1 3 4 6. This is the cycle of length 4, and 4 5 is the cycle of length 2. So the length of these two cycles, they are 4 and 2, and so the LCM of these two cycles, that means the length of these two cycle, it is equals to 4. Hence the order of A, it is equals to 4. And the inverse of A, it is equals to, you know that the second row and first row will be changed. So second row is replaced to first row, and first row is replaced to second row. So then from this we will get this one. Okay. And now rearranging the first row, we'll get 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 6, 3 goes to 1, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4, and 6 goes to 3. This is the inverse function. It is the inverse of A. And these two permutation are remain same. Okay, just elements, they are change their position. Now move on the third example on permutation group. So that the symmetric group S3 is not cyclic. So here's the solution. If possible, let the symmetric group S3 is cyclic. Then it is abelian. So every cyclic group is abelian, you know that. But this is contradiction. The fact that the symmetric group S3 is not abelian. So hence S3 is not cyclic. Okay, so this is the proof of the above theorem. Now move on the fourth example. So that the alternating group A3 is a normal subgroup of S3. So here is the solution of the above example. Let alpha be the element, it is belongs to S3, that means in the symmetric group, and beta be the element, it is in A3. So A3, you know, it is the alternating group, and you know it is a even permutation, and you know AN, that means A3 is a alternating set of permutation. So the elements of F are all even. So here beta be an even permutation, and alpha be an odd permutation or even permutation. Here alpha is lies in S3. So that means it is either even or odd. But beta is always even, and it is belongs to A3. So now so that alpha beta alpha inverse, it is an even permutation. So first consider alpha be an odd. So then alpha inverse, it is also an odd permutation. So now alpha into beta, so alpha will be an odd permutation and beta be an even permutation. So their product is an odd permutation. And consequently alpha beta alpha inverse, it is an even permutation. And you know the product of two odd permutation, it is even, as well as product of even permutation, it is even. So alpha beta is an odd permutation, alpha inverse, it is also an odd permutation. So their product, that means alpha beta alpha inverse, it is an even permutation. Next let alpha be an even, then alpha inverse, it is also an even permutation. Okay, so now alpha dot beta, it is even. So while alpha be an even permutation, beta it is also an even permutation, then their product is an even permutation. As well as alpha inverse, it is an even permutation. So alpha into beta, it is even, alpha inverse, it is even. So their product, that means alpha beta alpha inverse, it is also an even permutation. So thus alpha is belongs to S3, beta is belongs to A3, and it implies alpha beta alpha inverse, it is belongs to A3. This is an even permutation for alpha is odd or even. So hence A3 is a normal subgroup of S3. So hence the proof of the fourth example of permutation group. So I will stop here today's lecture. Thank you.